We have here with us Mr. Lawrence Sherman. He is the Executive Vice President of Topec Global. Uh, Firstly, sir, what do you think of this event? I mean, what would you like to say?
Well, so it's a really nice event because it brings together all of the stakeholders, but what it really demonstrates is the commitment of the societies and the councils and the specialty organizations. All of the people who need to be talking about CME in India are talking about it.
How would you like to be associated with the Indian CME CPD?
Well, I do CME and CPD around the world, and there's really no difference in what the definition of it is and what the practical application of it is. So I'm just happy to be able to be a part of it and maybe help design some interesting and innovative programs that can benefit the healthcare professionals and the patients in India.
So you would
whether we're controlling it or not, and there's online education and there's live education that people from India are already going to and participating in. It'll be nice to do it and develop it so that it really meets the needs of the people here as they're measured.
From what you've seen here since the morning, in the morning sessions, if I would ask you for three major suggestions from your experience in, I think, Switzerland, what would you say?
Well, so my experience is really worldwide. And so three suggestions would be, one, make sure that the system that's developed is developed with the right endpoint in mind, not just credit points, but how do you measure the impact of the education on the healthcare professionals and ultimately on the patients and on the health in India in general. That's number one. Number two, I'd say make sure that the education that's developed is taught by faculty that understand how to deliver the education, understand the needs of the people that are participating, and understand how to interact with them correctly. And I think number three is to make sure that all of the stakeholders understand their role, embrace it, and move forward with their roles in mind so that the ultimate CME ecosystem in India becomes one that's should be replicated around the world and one that you can be proud of because you're in the right place. You know, most people here think, oh my God, we're so behind. You're in the right place because you can develop a system that's based on what you've learned from the good and the bad around the world, and it'll benefit the doctors here.
Since you've mentioned it, do you have a system in place where you can measure the outcomes of, for example, a live CME?
Sure, there are several methods for measuring the impact, and you measure the impact of CME live or online based on what the learning objectives are. In fact, now we're even thinking of calling them learning outcomes. So what do you hope the outcome of the education will be? And you measure them on 7 different levels, and that's participation, how many people were there, satisfaction, did it meet their needs and in their practice environment, 3, knowledge, did they learn, 4, competence, can they apply what they learned, 5, performance, did they apply what they learned, 6, patient health, did the patients benefit as a result of the education, and 7, population health, which is a tough one to measure, but did the population of the whole environment improve because of all the education?
This entire process is a very futuristic one for even a single program, for example.
Well, so it's not futuristic. It's been in place for years, and it's one that there's a good evidence base, so you just have to apply it within the CME that you develop right now.
With respect to, suppose we're developing a CME now, the impact will be spanning quite a while.
Well, maybe. It really depends what the objective is. If the objective is simply to say that all of the 100 people at the lecture will learn something about a topic, then that happens. But depending on how high the level goes, the impact will be longer. And sometimes you need more than one CME activity to impact something like performance or patient health. So you have to think about it not just at a moment in time, but what's that journey?
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.